This is Elsa, and this video is for language testing, the graded activity number 4 for the second bimester. Now, I'm going to share with you a presentation for developing this task. Well, assessing writing. This is the topic of this activity. This is the graded activity 4, as I said before. Now, in order to develop this activity, we have some context before. Here we have genres of writing. Genres of writing is about what students are going to write or the categories for writing. We have academic writing. This academic writing has many other items, but I already write just two before because these are the more used in class. We have academic journals where students have to write a journal but using academic language, and another short answer test that is the most used around the world in classes. In the second category or genre, we have job-related writing. In job-related writing, we have messages for our partners at job, letters and emails, and these also include some academic writing and academic vocabulary. And finally, the last category, we have personal writing. This personal writing is more informal, and also we have to know a lot of vocabulary, and we have here invitations, also fiction. We in this genre, we can ask students, for example, to write a fiction journal of their lives if they want to practice more. Next, we have types of writing performance. There are 4 categories of writing performance according to Brown. The first is imitative. We have here the abilities to spell, focus on mechanics rather than meaning. This performance is more for beginners because they are children, maybe, or they are starting to understand the letters and spelling and the language. Then we have here ability to spell, focus on mechanics rather than meaning. This means that maybe here we as teachers can write a sentence on the board, and then the students have to repeat it or imitate it. And here we are focusing on how they write mechanically, even if they don't know how to structure the sentences or what the words on the board means, but we have to focus on the spelling. And the second type of writing performance is intensive or controlled writing. This is more for students or learners for lady beginners level. Here we have to score collocations and grammatical features. The third type of performance is responsive. This is for when students have already mastered fundamentals of sentence and paragraph formulation. So they have to write paragraphs or essays, and we have to score here how they put together the sentences to give the paragraph or the text a meaning. And finally, we have extensive writing. This requires major research before writing. This is for this is for already writing essays, academic essays maybe, and they have obviously research before, and then write in using academic vocabulary and academic language. We have been asked to choose a activity for assessing writing and explain it. Well, I chose the activity write a question for the answer. This task is designed for beginners of 9 years old and up because we need that the students know how to write. And this is why the beginners should be from the age of 9 and 9. This task also is part of the controlled writing performance. We can find this task as a part of the performance in controlled writing, and this is specifically a task of grammatical transformation, because here we have a sentence. It could be positive or negative, and the student have to read the answer and make a question for that answer they are reading. The assessment for this task is the following. For this task, students have to write questions for the given answers, and these answers should be related to a noun topic. Then a student will not have problems at understanding what they need to ask. This means that we have this activity after finishing a topic, and students, and then the teacher formulates some answers related to the topic already seen, and it is easier for students to write the question because it's a kind of repetitive, but about they already know. And here we can assess collocations, vocabulary within a context, and the form, because if we already taught our students how to write questions and how to answer those questions, then we present to them the answer. They should know how to write a correct question with the tenses, vocabulary, and collocations. This task results useful for checking students' understanding of a specific tense and vocabulary, because here if we have answers in the present tense, students have to formulate questions in the present tense, and then we can assess if they are getting the topic, getting the grammar or not, and how to fix it. For scoring this task, I have developed this short table in what this is. Since this task is for beginners, we are more considerate to them and allow more errors than with another level of students of another level. The scoring is points, 5 points. The task achievement for getting 5 points is complete all requirements in the task. It means to complete all the questions. And then if we have presented to them 5 answers, they have to write 5 questions. In the part of grammar, the question should be well structured in the correct tenses. And about vocabulary, accurate uses of words. They have to use the words in this part. They just have to replay the correct spelling. And about mechanics, we have no more than 5 errors in spelling and punctuation. They shouldn't forget writing question mark, for example. If for achieving task achieving in points 3 to 4, the task achievement is most of the task requirements done. It could be just 1 or 2 questions left behind. Grammar, few errors in structure or collocation. Sometimes students used to put first in the question first the subject and then the auxiliary. This could be done, but no more than 1 or 2 times in this task for achieving from 3 to 4 points. About vocabulary, occasional mistakes. In mechanics, from 5 to 8 errors in spelling and punctuation. Then we have too many words and too many punctuation to do, and they just they're just allowed to make from 5 to 8 errors. I mean, forgetting the question mark, or misspelling, or if they have to transform the third person, if the auxiliary takes the es or s ending, and they don't they shouldn't write it again in the verb. These are the kind of errors they should have, and they are allowed just 5 to 8. And finally, for achieving 1 to 2 points, the task achievement should be less than half task done. In grammar, all structures show errors. Vocabulary, frequent accuracies. And in mechanics, this is if they have done more than 5 to 8 errors, the score should be automatically be 1 because they are forgetting and they are not understanding anything in this task. Finally, we have here the references and where I took the information for developing this task. Well, this was my participation in activity number 4 for language test. Thank you.